Welcome to the Organic Roads Allotment. We've got blessings and there are some challenges too. Come on in, let me show you around. Let's share the blessings. The allotment is looking absolutely amazing. Everything is growing really well. And instead of me talking about it, let me show you. This bed is doing amazing, and this is the first bed with the trellis from the gate. So that's gate. So what I've put in here, I've put in some kale, and I didn't even think this kale were gonna make it, but look at that, it's amazing growth. And the cobra beans are also doing well. I think give them a few more days, they'll start to actually climb up that trellis. And on the other side, this is where we had the bolotto beans that didn't come up. They are also doing really well because I've sowed some of the bolotto beans, and everywhere, I don't know whether you can see, everywhere they're starting to come up in that bed. So I'm thinking that within a month, that trellis is going to be full of beans climbing up. I might even have to reinforce it because it's looking a little bit flimsy. And on this side, on the right side of the allotment as you come in, I've got the white onions here, and they are doing so well. I'm starting to ask the question on whether I should harvest them. I think I possibly will have to harvest this within the next coming month. I'm just waiting for the leaf to start dying off a little bit. It's an indication they are ready for harvest. Or it's very possible someone is going to tell me different. When do you harvest your onions? This is one of those things that where if you know, you know. When do you harvest your onions? Do you wait until the leaves have gone yellow? Or do you harvest them whilst the leaves are still green? I'm still leaning toward the leaves going yellow, an indication that the onions have finished their growth. I don't want to actually harvest them early because I could have actually got much bigger onions, and I'll end up with smaller ones. Okay, so let's go on to the next bed, and I'll show you through the allotment and all the blessings, and I'll show you the challenges. In this bed we've got well, two of the three sisters. We've got the corn and we've got the butternut squash. I'm going to be sowing some dwarf beans directly in this bed today, just to take advantage of that three-sister relationship. And pivoting here, we've got three varieties of potatoes in here. I've covered this in the previous video, and I'll put up the names of these three varieties that I have in here, and they seem to be doing really well. I mean, there's already flowers on them, so I'm really keen to see in there. The lighting is not good today, but I think there might be little potatoes in there. And the bags, which I'm running as an experiment, are also doing really well. I have to fill this one up with compost just to make sure. The first brassica bed, very good growth. All of them seems to be looking really well. Apart from, I might have to thin them out a little bit. I didn't want to do that. These are the purple sprouting broccoli. I didn't want to have to thin them out, but from the look of it, it looks like I might have to. And in here, I've got the broccoli snowball and also another broccoli called Jiquichio. I don't know whether I've said that right, but Jiquichio broccoli. And I'm going to be covering this bed up today because I can finally see some carrots. There is some big carrot plants in with those calendulas. The calendula seems to be loving this bed, and there's some spinach in there as well. So I'll be weeding it as well before I cover it. And just pivoting behind me here, we've got another bed with similar white onions. Some of these are golden onion. I think they are Alyssa Craig. I'm not sure whether I got that right. And some lovely calendulas in there as well. And if you just look past the onions, there is a bed that I put some sweet corn in, and they are doing really well. Incredibly well. And this bed, coming back to this bed of onions as well, is looking really, really good. So all the onions in here look really healthy. The leaves are starting to lay down a bit, which means give me another week, maybe a week and a half, and I'll definitely be harvesting this. I will be pulling up a few today to take home, just as a test to see what they actually look like. More calendula. This is definitely my favorite flower, and since I've actually put in the first calendulas on my allotment, they have actually seeded themselves every year since. And I've got some red onions this side. I don't know whether the bulbs under the grounds are bigger or not, but they look a little bit sorry for themselves. These red onions were put in exactly at the same time as the white onions on this side of the allotment. And the white onion seems to be doing really well. The red onions, on the other hand, just seems to be, the leaf seems really big, but I can't really see any big bulbs. I'll find out when I actually try a few of those. I'll try and pulling up about maybe 3 or 4 today, just to see what they look like under. Oh, and this is one of my giant sunflower that, again, I had them last year, and this have just seeded itself here. Now let's try 2 bigger plants just to see how big the bulbs are on those plants. So I've got one closest here, and take a look at that. That's pretty big. And the bottom part of the root part is looking really good, which means there's no bottom end rot. All right, let's just see about this one. Looks like a really big plant. Sometimes the biggest plants don't always have the biggest results, but wow, okay, not bad at all, not bad at all. I think from the look of them, I'll stop watering them now, give them maybe 1 more week, so you could see the difference. The difference between the smaller plants and the bigger plants. So not bad at all. Welcome. If you just joined us at this part of the video, I'm picking a few samples from the onions and garlic that I've grown this year. So I've picked 3 small plants just to see what size garlic they have, and this is way bigger than a golf ball. And then the bigger plants just slightly smaller than a tennis ball. I mean, it is smaller. We, Allotment, as always, just exaggerate the size of our garlics. So this, but they are bigger than what you will buy in a shop, for sure. Okay. This is a nice bunch of 5. Okay, so let's try the red onions. I mean, these are the ones that I'm not really that enthused about, but okay, the bottom looks good. The root system looks really strong as well. Okay, it's a big plant, but not a big onion on it. So let's pick another one. The onions looks in good condition, really good roots, and there's no damage to the onion itself, apart from a few. It looks like there's a few sort of bugs that have burrowed into them. Maybe, and I'm just thinking, maybe it's too much watering, because things like this sometimes happen. Okay, not disappointing, but if you look at that, not very like yay. It's just kind of like, okay. So pulling up another one from this side, and this one has got a little bit of bottom damage. Yeah, red onions are always, I don't think I'll pull up anymore. What I'll do is I'll stop watering this, the onions and the garlic. So, and then just let them actually like concentrate the flavor, and then I'll start picking them up for drying. Okay. Not very happy with the red onions, because they definitely went in the same time as the white onions, but the white onions are looking much more like a robust crop. Okay, right, so let's go to the white onions and pick a sample of 5 there. Okay, if you've just joined us at this point, we are picking a sample of 5. I stopped at 3 with the red onions because I think they're just not ready. So let's see what the white onions are. Okay, so again, I think with the onions is really easy, especially with this one. They are really easy because they are growing above ground. Well, about a quarter or 3/4 or half of it is above ground, so I can pretty much see the size. And just like the garlic, really good root system, and very, very good onion indeed. There's a few scratches, but I don't think anything that will affect the flavor. So let's pick up a few more. Very clean onion. I could imagine that if the bottom part of these onions are damaged, they will be very difficult to actually keep like for a long term, and because obviously once the fruit is damaged or the vegetable is damaged, it's really difficult to actually keep it in storage. So let's see toward the end here. You can just see there's a bigger one here. I'm definitely like putting any damage rather than the onion sort of variety. I'm putting it to my lack of experience with like how much I should water. So this is a learning opportunity for me, really. Okay, number 5. Yeah. Look at that. A nice bunch of organic onions. I can smell them, and I can already kind of like feel a bit of tears at the end in my eyes. Is concentrated flavor in this onion. Okay, so let's try, well, because this variety is the same, well, is it? No, I think these are not white onions that I've just picked up. Let's go and actually like sample the white onions right at the gate of the allotment. Okay, let's take a sample from these onions. I can see some really big ones. So this has actually started to do a bit of a run. Really good root system and very lovely onions. You could see from what this looks like is a complete different variety to that. This is a variety of white onions. I don't remember the name. But this, I think this is Alyssa Craig. I think that's what it's called. And this is a variety of a white onion, which I will put up on the screen. Okay, so let me just get 4 more. Wow, there's a huge one here. I think this is a size that they're supposed to be. If I was a better farmer or allotmenter, I think all of my onions would be that size. That's way bigger than a tennis ball. That's about the size of a tennis ball. This is way bigger than a tennis ball. Okay. Let me get 3 more. On this side of the of this little onion plot, they are on a small side. I don't know whether it's again the watering or the compost that I've put down. Perhaps I didn't put down enough compost this side of the allotment. And obviously that side of the allotment always got the first feed of everything. So, all right, I'll pick 2 more. Another white onion. I mean, I can really see why they call them white onions, because yeah, it's pretty white. Okay. To be honest, I don't actually think I need to pick any more. That's our sampling done, I think. All I have to do now is put the netting over the carrots, and I'm done for today. And let's continue with our tour of the allotment. Let's try the polytunnel. I mean, it's warm in there. The temperature in here, it's about, it says that it's 28 now. And yeah, it's actually really warm. So we'll make this part of the tour really quickly. On the right side of the polytunnel, I've got a variety of tomatoes. I'll put them up on the description on the screen. So there's a variety of different types of tomatoes. There's only about 2 of those bags that I don't particularly know the tomatoes, because I've lost the tags. There will be surprises. And I've got cucumbers here at the back. They're doing really well. I've already taken 2 cucumbers off the other day. They're doing really well. There's plenty of cucumbers on the vine. And on the left side here, I've got some chilies. I've got some cherry hot chilies there. I've got Bailey New Mix. I've got habanero red. I've got habanero chocolate. As we go, I've got cayenne long. Wow, this is actually doing really well. It was only about that size the other day. And right at the end here, I've got this watermelon. I think it's watermelon sugar baby. But it looks so much like a cantaloupe. I don't know. Okay, I'm really in the thick of it now. All right, in the middle there, I've got a lot of my insurance policy plants. Yeah, I call them insurance policy because I've already got pretty much all of these plants either potted out or planted out. So the only thing I'm doing here now is making sure if any one of my plants on the beds do not perform as expected, I can always come back in here and pick one of the middle plants here and replace whichever plants have been damaged or lost. So, and a lot of them are still coming up. It's just amazing. It's looking good. I'm pleased with that. I'm sure we're gonna get loads of tomatoes off these tomato plants here. Determinate or indeterminate. So it's like whether they are going to actually just continue growing or whether they're gonna be a bushy plant. But I will find that out and put it on the tags so I can remember in the next video. I've also put this netting up in the polytunnel. If you can see, something that I bought from the garden center, and what it is if my tomatoes vining and start to climb, I can actually hang them on the roof of the polytunnel, kind of like in an arc. So, okay. I'm sorry, like I had to actually rush in there. It's 28 degrees in there. It could be more, I think, because I was only in there for like about 5 minutes and sweat is just pouring off me. So it's like a mini sauna. The plant seems to be loving it. I'm leaving the door open these days, so I'm sure they're not overheating or anything. But yeah, okay, so all of those are all of the blessings, all of the things that we're happy about. I mean, this bed is doing well, that bed is doing well, and the peas are starting to recover. I've actually got new ones actually like just sowed in that bed just in case. Sorry, it's gotten windy. Okay, so we've got a lot of things going well, so, and I really don't want to complain, but there are also certain things that I think are going to present a challenge. I've just noticed as I was looking through my beds that this bed here with the broccoli, the chiquio and the snowball, they've got some aphids on them, and it's not just a little bit, it's really a lot. So if I were to lift up one of these, I honestly do not know well how they got in here. I have an idea of where they come from or where they came from. So there's a lot on this plant right at the bottom there. So I think I've got a plan of attack. I will prepare like a soapy solution to try and actually tackle that. Lucky enough, it's only that bed that they've got into. I said we've got some challenges. I think most of the challenges are actually figuring out certain things like how to actually like construct a few more beds. I'm gonna put a bed here, and this is where I think the aphids came from. I had the Siberian kales here, and toward the end of their season, they were covered in sort of like little flies, little aphids, and obviously when you're learning, you never really know these things. So I thought, okay, I'm going to like pull this out, lay them down. I didn't actually think for 1 minute that those aphids would then be transferred to the brassicas. I didn't actually touch the brassicas on the same day, just in case someone is thinking, well, you possibly like transfer them to the brassicas. I didn't handle the brassicas the same day, but I think what they've done is sort of just creeped along from basically there to in there. But we've got that sorted. Yeah, I'll be coming back here like today after my gym session. One of my challenges this week is aphids, and what I found on a lot of my little brassicas, especially in this bed, on my broccolis, I found that the leaves are curling up, and when I looked, there's a lot of aphids. Now, my way of actually dealing with them in the past is using a solution, washing up liquid solution. So I'll show you what I'm doing. So I mix up the solution, and using this spray bottle, I just spray the leaves As far as I know, aphids are soft-bodied insects, so I think the water irritates, or the soapy water irritates their body, and then obviously that then disrupt their feeding and grouping mechanism. So just making sure that each and every one of these, like if you can see at the back there, it is entirely covered. So as long as I cover that with this solution, the specific ratio that I use completely just depends on how I feel the infestation is, and this is pretty bad. I try not to make it too strong, but this is, so you could imagine, I remember like saying to someone, the best way to actually like gauge whether the solution is good enough, would you be able to wash up a really oily plate with it? And that's it. Okay, so all I have to do now is wait a few days and repeat the process. So I've covered as many of the leaves as I can. I can now put the netting back on. Thank you so much for watching our video here at the Organic Growth Allotment. If there's anything you want to ask, your advice is always welcome here at the Organic Growth Allotment. We want to grow into like a most self-sufficient allotment as much as we can. And if you've seen anything in our video that you would like to contribute to, please let me know and I'll put it into action straight away. And also, if there's any sort of advice toward what we should do next year, I'm already starting to make up plans on what I will grow next year, how the allotment will look. So if you could give us any advice, please let us know. And subscribe to our channel and continue to follow our growing season, and hopefully we won't let you down.